Hi guys, good morning again. Hopefully everything is alright. Pound is falling well ahead of the UK PMI Manufacturing based on the, of course, based on the political uncertainty. We are testing levels we were discussing this morning when we were covering pre-London Open live, only here, Global Liteforex YouTube channel. Right now we are going to focus on the UK PMI, manufacturing PMI. Yeah, that might be the event, that might be, for bears, another helping hand. Anyway, we were discussing some certain levels on the pound, and as of now I put my money where my mouth was this morning. I'm going to explain this within a second, but first, risk warning, guys. Please bear in mind, trading effects on margin carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for all investors. You can sustain a loss of some or all initial investments, so please do not invest the money that you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Okay, guys. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm long based on the monthly chart, based on this possible swing low creation. Of course, I was trying to set up the plan. I'm trying simply to follow the plan. Maybe at the end it might end up that I've been in rush. I've been the front runner. Hopefully that's not what what is going to happen. In the meantime, we were witnessing some overall dollar strength and versus euro as well. And when we are talking about the eurozone, we had Spanish, Italian, French, German, the final manufacturing PMI. The Spanish one a little bit better than what market was expecting, 48.8 versus 48.6, so below 50. Italian 48.7, 48.6, also a little bit better, but also below 50. Surprise, French one 51.1, 51 market was expecting, also below. This one is the only one above 50, and the German, that's horrible, for 43.5, 43.6, 47 for the final PMI in Europe. So right now we are awaiting, and because of this weak German reading, of course that's the reason for DAX to go higher. Joke, right? Don't take that seriously. So I'm going to watch DAX very closely as well later on. So we are about to cover pound PMI manufacturing, but of course, as I mentioned this morning, it's all about the Brexit. It's all about the political uncertainty here. So it might just be confirmation for the pound sellers, the PMI, or it might be very little light in the tunnel for bulls trying to at least bounce from current levels. 2090, 2080, that's the level where I might decide to scale in. Depends on what's going to happen, and my stop is below. So 9 minutes left. Also watching very carefully euro pound as we hit some nice levels based on monthly chart, right? 91,899. So there is a possibility of the swing high creation. That's another one. Just looking for liquidity, 93.02. All right. 93,048. Very interesting reaction on the euro pound previous month. I think in case of 91.90, it might be some kind of the swing high creation, or we might want to trade this over under towards 93.40 based on what we've seen. And as long as we are above, right, the bounces, once we are going to break previous month low, we might see lower levels towards this latest weakness. In that case, it could be like this, and we are talking about 89,919. That's the weakness, right? And of course, break and close below. That would suggest there's something going on with pound, or the euro is much weaker. But you know, I think that we agreed this morning that there is a little bit of the chance euro might be bouncing for the first 2-3 days of this new week, new month. I've been explaining why I see these things that way this morning. So we will see. Weekly chart perspective. Here we already had this 91.90 retest, as you can see. So it could be a little bit different from the weekly chart perspective. Then daily, there is a little bit of the possible support right below this monthly level based on this breakout candle, right? And it's a daily, so we know it's a green color. And visualization, let's have a look that way. And the supply, of course, is this. It was tested, the whole price action over here being tested. So from intraday perspective, a little bit of the range. And pound is testing 90. We are going to switch to cable to monitor the current developments. And I like the idea of the stop count through this. I like the idea. I don't know what has to happen, right? Probably the block of this no deal breaks it. I like this idea, but that has to something happen positive with the pound, right? As of now, we are seeing sell-off. And looks like, yeah. So this green over here based on the daily, that's what I've mentioned. I might try to scale in. The stop is below. So let's have a look what we are going to get. The only thing I'm worried right now is this possible drop base continuation formation over here. But hopefully at least some kind of the bounce will be possible from here. But in that case, I have to be very careful because that's gonna retest. So yeah, let's have a look what we can get, because if we are talking about the correction in same size, would be good to try to scale in and then partially and then cut something here. Yeah, I will have to navigate. Looks like doesn't matter the chart. Looks like this uncertainty is has a much bigger influence. I've been trying to create my plan based on the chart, higher time frames. We'll see. I can clean a few things. Less than 2 minutes. We spoke about the possible higher volatility on the cable. Don't forget, guys, bank holiday, US and Canada. So, yeah. Lower liquidity, higher volatility, more stop hands possible. $20 seconds. So let's see if we can get this 2090 with rejection. So that would be something I would use from the scaling perspective. We'll see. So what we get is 47.4 versus 48.4 expectations, prior 48. So lower guys, right? But come on, compared to Germans, 43-ish. Yeah, it's not supporting my long idea. So to be honest with you, I'm going to move my stop a little bit higher. Again, the trade was based on what we discussed this morning, that maybe from the daily chart perspective, we are going to try to create some swing low, right? So retest of the levels around current levels, right? And eventually a little bit of the rally. But of course, what is going on in Borisjohson versus his opponents, yeah. and no support for the pound based on the what we get from the PMI. We had few quite good trades previously, but yeah, sometimes, you know. But in case of this move back above, yeah, above 0.7 and 10, that might be the chance we will get back. So what I'm looking at right now is the bigger move here, this correction, right? And because looks like might be that we moved same in size, so that's gonna be the key here for me. And then if that's going to happen, I'm gonna be watching what next, right? Hopefully, because it's very early morning tomorrow. You are more than welcome. Depends, of course, on your time zone. I will try to be up as well. Going to cover, or at least we'll try to cover, Australian Central Bank rate decision tomorrow. We start 6:15 a.m. CET, 5:15 a.m. London. So yeah, we will see, especially after the Prime Minister said somewhat expecting weak GDP. Very curious what we can get and what kind of the reaction. As usual, I'm going to look for Aussie Kiwi buying opportunity, and eventually looking for some kind of from the risk of perspective, we'll look for fading the Australian dollar. I don't know, yen, maybe euro, or the dollar is, you know, right now $60 pips is the whole 1%, right? So 0.3% is just 20 pips. So it's a little bit of the challenge. Looks like the good thing is that taking into the consideration the correction size, just you know, based on current move, we break this one, but we need to, you know, we need to break this bigger one, right? So what I wanna see is to get 8 and 10 is first one, right? But then, so above here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Here is the, unfortunately, here is the possibility of the finishing the business when we are talking about the swing high on this short time frame, right? That's the first thing. And the second thing, if you remember what we discussed this morning, based on the ranges, same here, right? Would be good if we can take out and close, yeah, above this 810, and that would open probably that range, right? So we have to get back into that range first. So we are that's what we are fighting for right now, right? We have to get back into that range, but because of rejection here, that might be tough. No, above this 10, right? Above this, let me change the color. Well, above this magneta, right, color, the whole last move to the downside might be treated as a stop count. As of now, that's where the supply line in, and we can see, right? So I'm going to watch very, very, very closely the levels here, right? Towards 90. And it could be that instead of trying to scale in, I may simply close the trade. That's also very, very, very important to understand. The problem with this manufacturing index, the new orders contracted fastest pace in over 7 years, and business confidence falls to serious record low. Yeah, not sure if any advisor right now is trying to tell about that to Johnson, as it looks like he's trying to blindly execute. Now, of course, because of the Germany and the internal EU problems, that's what we discussed with Michał some time ago. It might be the game trying to influence even more EU and trying to get more or even completely new deal. But the opposition is trying to extend Article 50 at least May 2020, and to be honest with you, it might be good from the bigger spike perspective. Maybe even the levels we are discussing this morning, if that would be the case. But that another delay and more uncertainties, right? Might be for me to run away, not wait for the stop. Wait. Let's make the correct measure. even here we are supposed to stop. All right, so there is a chance that algos are going to take the advantage. Let me show you what I'm talking about, and I'm looking. Yeah, that was my initial plan, right? I may try to take the advantage. Look, we hit the stops. We retest this 90. I might try to scale in. That's what I've been waiting for. So we have it. Let's see what next here. So stops are done, right? So we have to get back anyway above. So that might be the new range here, like this. So let's have a look if we can run away from that range, then pull back, meet like 21, 20.95, and try to scan, because right now it's okay. It looks like the stop hunt, but we still didn't get out through this high, and that's only 1 minute chart, guys, right? So it might not be just stop, it might be preparation to break lower. We will see. As I mentioned, we are preparing some new things going on towards the late September and October. We'll see. All right, that looks a little bit better right now. Yeah, that looks a little bit better right now, guys. So yeah, I'm switching back to the plan with scaling in. Here is fine, so algo did the job. So what's my plan? If that's the new range, I want to see the breakout, pullback, and something like 51.61 of that range. To try to scale in. That's gonna be something around 21 and just below 21, but for you to visualize, oops, sorry. Yeah, that's something around 21, 20.95. That's what I've mentioned. But guys, just to be perfectly clear, I want to see higher through that range, right? Not now. And then if that's going to work, then if we retest this zone, right? I may try to decide to cut this one, cut half from this lower level eventually. So I'm trying to visualize, trying to build the plan, right? And doing the updates into that plan once the market is moving. Just if you join us a few minutes ago, don't think that we or me I'm doing the full analysis based on the 1 minute chart. No, we discussed the higher time frame this morning when we are covering pre-London Open live. We started on the monthly. We discussed this possibility from the bulls side that maybe some kind of the swing low creation and stuff like this, right? We know where we want to think about some shorts as well, because we are discussing both sides, right? Not always working, but maybe. All right, so let's clean. In case the plan is not gonna be, in case the market will not go with the plan, and for example, right now we will start to fall through this low created 5 minutes ago, I may not wait for my stop. I may simply cut the pound and start building the new plan, updating everything, right? So I'm ready to react if needed. Hopefully I've explained everything in great details, so you can try to do paper trading, demo account trading. I provided exits as well in case for the remaining half retest of the weekly open might be the case. It's risky, very risky here. It's against the overall sentiment here. It's purely based on the possible demand. That's what we are trying to discuss this morning when we were covering pre-London Open. So probably if we are going to go 5-6 pips lower and close below this low where there's supposed to be stop hunt, I may simply run away and cut. Over under creation, maybe a little bit of the squeeze, but I'm not going to scale in here as discussed, but only after the break to the upside from that tiny range and then pullback and retest of 50%, 61.8. Alright guys, that was my pleasure. Don't forget, tomorrow, very early morning, we are covering Australian Central Bank live. Then usual stuff, meaning pre-London Open, 8 AM CET, 7 AM London, and then USA ISM at 3 PM CET, 2 PM London. Don't forget, US and Canada on a bank holiday. It was my pleasure. Don't be trapped, guys, and 3 meetings tomorrow. Have a great one and see you around.